This is part 2 of my series, The Labor Market Used to Help You Get Hired, Now It Makes More Money When You Don't. I'm starting a little bit before the last ended for continuity's sake. One doesn't have to operate with great malice to do great harm. If you've been job seeking in the last decade, you might feel like the system had to be designed to hurt you. But consider this: what if the actual haunting error was that it wasn't malice, but indifference, a lack of consideration altogether, a framework that never included you in the first place? What got lost? The labor market inversion started when employers brought the hiring market online the way they thought it worked from their perspective, not the real mechanics, not the whispered wisdom and the reputational trust job seekers relied on. They didn't ask the newspaper what they were forgetting. Why would they? They were replacing them. They didn't ask job seekers or the public. Why would they? They were the experts, the knowers. Job seekers weren't experts in this kind of work, right? Wrong. Like anything, it's not always about being incorrect. It's often about being incomplete, about a perspective that was so openly undervalued for so long that the insight it had to offer was lost entirely in the shift. It's not that certain insight, qualities, or work doesn't have value. It's that in certain cultural, economic, morality systems, we don't want to value it because that might mean we would have to change something about ourselves. For example, if you valued height, you might find Simone Biles inherently unvaluable, despite her profound skill, partly because her lack of it. If you didn't want to be working in a grocery store, you might justify devaluing people stocking shelves as unskilled, and then find out when COVID hit that in actuality, their work was so valuable, they had to be required to do it for the sake of society. Further examples might be in elder care or trash collecting. Cultural value and financially valued can be much more interconnected than you think on the surface. In reality, the insight of the vulnerable in the age of the internet brings immense financial value. Evidence, reputation systems that exist in all other marketplaces. But that wasn't a lesson that was brought into the design of the online hiring markets. So here's what got lost. Job seekers were stakeholders in the old system. The newspapers lost money if they misled them. Reputation wasn't officially discussed, but it was fully present. And there was an unofficial oral network that helped job seekers prepare for any job search in their regional area. But when job seekers' silence shifted from a comfort employers assumed to an entitlement that the entire market designed for, all the official, unofficial safeguards were lost. And when no one rebuilt the trust layer, platforms began operating in a vacuum. What replaced accountability? Let's find out next.